Welcome to the Elevate Your Online Business podcast. I'm your host, Latice Hudson, and in 2018, I quit my corporate job, launched my coaching business, and in less than 1 year, I hit the six-figure mark. And now I'm here to help you do it too. So each week on the podcast, I'm going to share all things money, mindset, and online marketing so you can reach more people, make more money, and do what you love from the comfort of anywhere in the world. Sit back, relax, grab your favorite drink, and enjoy the show. It's your time to elevate. Hey y'all, welcome back to the podcast. This week, we're going to talk all about what is social selling. So it is honestly the hottest topic in the online education industry since sliced bread. It really is. Everybody's talking about social selling, wondering what it is, how can they do it, if they're doing it, should they be doing it, are they missing out on money? There's all the questions. So we're going to get right into this episode, and I'm going to break down what social selling is, why I am the queen of it, and I did not give myself that term. Honestly, I really didn't. And we're going to talk about why you need to be social selling, why it's important, and how you're going to be able to create better connections and get a higher conversion rate on your coaching program. So let's dive right in. Okay, so social selling, simply in my eyes, y'all, is just a process of generating leads and selling your offers on social media through conversations and relationships. So I know there's all the buzz with different people talking about social selling without sales calls and hiring social sellers and things of that nature. And I talk a lot about that too. But at the fundamentals, social selling really is just taking somebody from cold that don't know you to warm to buying whatever you have to offer, whatever your offer is, getting them to buy and really adding in that human touch point. So I'm going to break down really quickly, very simply, inbound versus outbound marketing. And these are just really regular marketing terms, but it's going to be really important why having a good social selling process in place is really going to help you increase your conversions and have less buyer's remorse and all those things. So when we look at inbound versus outbound marketing, you probably have interacted with both. So outbound marketing essentially is like forced marketing, where it typically is like maybe somebody spamming you in the DMs, being like, buy my stuff, join my this, like very forceful and honestly really gross, really icky, really sleazy. And it just does not feel good. It makes you feel like you want to jump in a lake or jump in a shower right after you get done. So that's going to be traditional, like old school marketing. When we think about like radio and TV and like billboards and flyers, that's really what outbound marketing really is. Now, on the flip side of that, inbound marketing, which is what you want most of and what you really want in general, is really having somebody reach out to you, right? Inbound. You want them coming into you. Okay. So instead of feeling like you have to go out and find somebody with outbound, inbound is really having the consumer or the client come into you. So that really looks like having really great content via social media, having an email list, running paid advertisement to like a webinar or a challenge, having a Facebook group community, SEO, having a blog, so on and so forth. Even this podcast, right, is inbound marketing when we think about it at its highest level. So really when we think about inbound marketing, it's really having people raise their hands, being like, I want the thing, right? And it may not fully be the end of the road, which is like your signature offer, your coaching program, but they're saying throughout the customer journey, I want the thing. So you probably have heard of the term like sales funnel. Okay. So sales funnel essentially is taking your clients on a journey as well. So when we think about interacting social selling inside of a sales funnel, it can look very different depending on the person. So I know people that do social selling funnels where they have people really go from ice cold to applying to work with them through maybe watching a pre-webinar or going to a challenge to then having some sort of conversation and then selling them straight in the DM. So I don't recommend if you haven't made your first six figures in your business, I do not recommend you trying to sell your high ticket coaching in the DMs. Okay. So it may happen that way. Like I told y'all on one of the previous episodes, how my first ever client was actually sold through the DMs, but I was definitely not planning on that. But that kind of happened because had really established myself as the expert and in the authority in the online space in the niche that I was in. More than likely, though, if you are in a spot where you're in your business, you're not at your first six figures yet, I recommend that you really take the social selling process up a notch and have those conversations, have those connections, and really take somebody from just getting to know you, whether they've landed on you via social media or through your Facebook group, or they watched maybe a webinar that you've had or a masterclass, to really creating that human touch point and having a conversation with them about their wants, their desires, their needs, where they're at in their life, and then asking them permission throughout every step of the way if they need help with the next step. And that's really where the conversation will be upgraded to getting on something like a discovery call or a strategy call, and really taking it to that next level, getting them to enroll. Okay. So you're getting them every step of the way. And I like to call this like permission based marketing, to raise their hand. And it creates a safe space for your prospect, for your potential client, because in this day and age, there are so many quote unquote marketers that are doing this like really icky outbound marketing that it kind of jades people. So we have to create a space where our people feel safe, seen, and heard. Those are like the fundamental things that people need, is to feel that safe, seen, and heard. So if you can do that and in the conversation break down barriers, you're going to be far better off than somebody that's just like spamming somebody's inbox or just hoping and praying, right? I put this on an Instagram post a couple of months ago, that posting and praying is not a marketing strategy. So it's going to be really important as you're looking to grow your business, as you're looking to launch your coaching business, all the things in between, that you have a really good social selling process in place. So knowing if somebody books a discovery call with me, am I going to go send them a message and let them know that I got their call booked, I'm really excited, and kind of talk about next steps? Or is it just going to go dry? Or if somebody's really interested and they've watched one of your master classes or they're in your community, what's the next step of that process? So it's social selling, it's selling your product before they even buy, okay? And the beautiful thing that happens is that it really is a human conversation. I think people are so over amping social selling and making it something bigger than it is, when in reality, at the fundamentals, it's having that human connection and human conversation with your listeners or your audience or your potential prospects. Okay. So it's having that conversation on social media, and it can happen in a comment section. It primarily happens when we're talking about going from one step in the sales process to the next, right? When we go from just getting to know each other to booking a call or buying, it's really that next step. And what really stands out to me is taking the time to do so. So many people that I've seen in the online space want to just pop up a program and say, I'm selling it for $10,000, buy it or else. And that confidence is great, but there is competition. So you've got to figure out what's your secret sauce and how you stand out. And being available on social media to do that is going to be really, really powerful. Today's episode is sponsored by our signature group coaching program. Coaches tell me all the time, I'm ready for freedom in my coaching business. One-to-one coaching has been fun, but I'm ready for what's next. Well, there is a time and a place for courses in one-to-one coaching. When you're looking to scale past those coveted 10K months, an evergreen group coaching program is absolutely necessary. When I launched my evergreen group coaching program in 2019, it literally changed my entire life and business. Why? Because I was no longer capped on time. I took my expertise, packaged it up, and sold it one to many every single day of the week. I finally got the real freedom that I've been looking for, and the bank account too. This new way of coaching created massive leverage and massive impact. If you're anything like me, your freedom and impact is non-negotiable. This is exactly why I want to invite you to apply for the group coaching program. Just for applying, I also want to send you over a free exclusive advanced training I recently created about the 3-part framework to consistent 5 to 6 figure months. This training is for coaches who are ready to attract clients on autopilot and create a business that you truly love. It's for you, even if you have a small audience of never sold group coaching before. It takes just 2 minutes to apply. Head on over to www.laticehudson.com/apply to get all the details. Social media is a game changer. And the more that you can tap into the psychology behind why people buy, the more that you can tap into why your offer is the best thing for your client, the more they're going to want to work with you, the more they're going to want to reach out to you, the less that you're going to have to do tons and tons of different things where you're not getting results. You're going to be able to start getting people sending you DMs or booking discovery calls in your calendar without ever even speaking to you, because you're doing the selling through your social media content and through your visibility and through your branding. You're doing the selling that way. And social selling is just really taking it that next step, right? Selling has been around for a long time, since the beginning of dawn, and social media has been around for I don't know how many years, but a good 15 to 20 years at this point. So it's really just the process of taking your people from just getting to know you. We like to call that like cold audience, to warming them up, getting them really comfortable, breaking down the barriers, and then getting them to buy. So that could be on social media, whether buying straight in the DMs or on a discovery call. And like I said, if you're just at, if you're not at six figures yet in your business, I do not recommend you trying to sell straight in the DM. If it happens, it happens. But overall, getting on a call is going to be your best bet, because even if that prospect says no, you're going to have so much market research. So you can take that call that maybe didn't go as well as you wanted or turned out the way that you wanted, and use it for market research to be able to better sell on social, period. Okay. So social selling does not have to be complicated. It does not have to be this like crazy ambiguous thing. It can be very simple and straightforward. And it's all about, how do you want to be sold to? How do you want to buy? How do you want your coaches and mentors and educators online to show up for you? Or do you want to go to an Instagram page that hasn't been updated in 2 years, that has no content or no context, and you're getting a bot message every other message? Okay, there's nothing wrong with automation. I'm also the automation queen. I love automation. But when we think about especially selling coaching and high-end coaching, and if we're going to be coaching people, there should be a human element to the sales process. So ultimately, with social selling, it's getting people to raise their hands, it's asking for permission every step of the way, and it's taking them to the next step. And what we've seen is, implementing a really strong social selling process, you end up getting higher conversions. You get more people that come to you that are a higher quality fit, and then you're going to get less buyer's remorse, because when we look at the online space, there are people that are not who they say they are. So the more that you can show up in the version of yourself and the version of your business and confident as you are, you're going to get less people asking for their money back or being concerned or worried that they won't get the results, because they're going to hit the ground running, because they know there's a human on the other end. They know that you care about them. They know that you're there to serve them. And when we keep service at the core of selling, we win every single time. Okay. Now, of course, not every single person that buys your thing is going to be 100% happy, but we're not worried about those people. We're worried about the clients that are ready to take action, that are ready to step up, and that are ready to get the results. And social selling and doing it through social is going to be your best way, right? We are so blessed and so grateful to live in a time where we can literally work from our phones and our laptops, right? It's so amazing. So the next time you think, well, I just don't feel like showing up on social media today, or I don't feel like having this conversation, or sending these DMs is so annoying, think about how grateful and how blessed you are, okay? The fact that you get to sell on social media and make six figures, multiple six figures, seven figures, eight figures, nine figures, whatever you desire. You get to make so much money with so, like, in the grand scheme of it, so little like output. Now, this is not to say you're not going to do any work, okay? But when we think about, if we go to a full-time job and work 40 hours a week, that's 160 hours a month for maybe, $60,000 a year, or even at your full time, if you're making six figures a year, you can make that six figures, right, in a month, okay? So I want y'all to start thinking about what's so possible when you're using social selling and using it the right way, because there's a very wrong way to use social selling, and we've all been on the other side of that, and I don't want you to be on the other side of that anymore. So social selling is just a simple process of taking people, taking your prospects, generating leads, and converting them into your paid offer, which is going to be your high-end one-to-one coaching if you are, still growing and launching your business. So I would love to know, tag me on social media. What's your favorite part about social media? What's your favorite part about selling? Because once you learn to love to sell, everything else gets to be a lot easier inside of your business. So I'm signing out for the day. I hope that gave you some clarity. Like I said, tag me over on Instagram at Letice Hudson with your thoughts, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Happy social selling. Hey, if you loved today's episode, I would love if you took a quick second to leave a rating and a review. It truly means the world to me and helps spread the message to coaches just like you who are ready to go to the next level in their business. And if you're ready to start scaling your online coaching business, I want to take the time to invite you to apply. This is our exclusive high-level group coaching program for coaches ready to create and launch a signature group coaching program. This program will help you finally scale past those coveted 10K months and create a scalable business model for years to come. Head on over to www.letecehudson.com/apply to submit your application and get all the details. You don't want to miss it.